Good afternoon, JHS parents. It's been a while since I addressed you via one of these short videos. Of course, the last ones were filmed at my home under lockdown, and therefore I purposely wanted to send this one from my workstation, from my desk, to hopefully send out a symbolic message that we are back at work. In fact, my management team and I have been back several weeks. The staff came back, and all our meticulous planning, I want to tell you, has paid off, and it's so wonderful to see. Of course, the matrics were the first ones to be welcomed back. We've only had them for 7 days, 5 days last week and now to today. And I just want to tell you that while it would be business as usual, of course under COVID, nothing is as usual. It's the new normal. And it has been an interesting experience receiving pupils back into our school. However, one of the things we did realize was that taking one grade, our 230 matrics, proved to be a very good trial run, a test run, with a manageable size group of girls. Having said that, what it has made us realize is that to effectively meet all the requirements is arduous and takes a great deal of time. For example, every morning, getting the 230 girls through the screening station manned by our HODs takes 1 hour, and that's 230 girls. So at the moment, our matrics are experiencing a different kind of learning and teaching at JHS. In order to get social distancing in a classroom, we've had to divide the number of bodies across 2 venues. However, we are very blessed and lucky to have access to technology that enables us to have one teacher conducting a lesson, and for that lesson to be beamed across to a classroom adjoining it. In that classroom, there is a support teacher who ensures the technology is working and to ensure the class are able to follow the lesson. This has proved to be one of the only ways we could ensure that the same content is taught to all the girls. It has required a bit of logistical smart thinking, but overall it is working very well. It has, however, put strains and demands on our already stressed teachers, who at the same time as teaching the girls are still carrying on with the online lessons and the virtual lessons. The lessons for the grade 12s are slightly longer, and they are classroom based. They do not move between lessons. This is to reduce the amount of traffic on the corridors and to help with the social distancing. The teacher, the main teacher, also then swaps the next week so that no one class is getting or commanding the full attention of the teacher delivering the lesson. We are aware and gaining information from subject advisors as to the new trimmed curriculum, what aspects have been cut out and what aspects we need to continue to teach. The new school calendar, the revised school calendar, has been gazetted, and grade 12s, even the NSC examination timetable for the end of this year. Timetabling has been complex and a challenge. Those teachers that I spoke about earlier, you must remember, for every one class now requires 2 people. But we have managed taking into consideration those who have online lessons, we have managed to cover all our bases. So now, parents of grade 8 to 11s, you're probably waiting anxiously for this announcement. We are now ready, having run the matric timetable for nearly 2 weeks, having, as I said, used it as a test run for checking all the checks and balances and ensuring our systems are in place. We are now ready and are currently working with management to prepare for the next wave, the rolling implementation of grade 10 and 11, which according to the Department of Education should be on the 6th of July, with the other grades following in August. However, because we pride ourselves on being a top academic school, delivering only the best, there is an allowance made by the Education Department to apply for an earlier opening for the other grades, if guarantees are that the school can manage and cope with that number of learners. Plans are underfoot as we speak, but primary will always remain our safety, your safety of the children, your girls, ladies and gentlemen, but as well as our teachers. And we must move cautiously and carefully to never compromise there. But we want your children back in class just as much as you do. And I'm sure by now, the news that a date is finally on the horizon will cheer you up. It certainly cheers us up. It was wonderful to receive our grade 12s back. So, plans are, as I said, being formulated. Parents, you will be kept informed. Letters will follow, detailing, outlining exactly the procedures, just like the letters that preceded the opening for grade 12s. You will be told, and all information will be shared with you as soon as possible about the introduction of your daughters back into school. I want to thank you for your patience. Somebody recently told me that there's a new term going around called the Corona Coaster, and that we are all on this crazy Corona Coaster and the highs and the lows. And yes, it is draining and it is tiring. But I think it is testimony to the wonderful staff and the resilience of this great school that we are managing to survive. We will prevail, but it does mean that we have had to ask for your patience, your indulgence, and your comments of support and encouragement have really meant a lot to us. As our teachers are tired, they did virtual lessons throughout lockdown, and now they've come straight back into the classroom. So I want to thank the governing body for releasing funds. It is turning out that the daily deep cleansing and the sanitizing is costing an alarming amount. But if we have to release funds, so be it. As I said earlier, we will not compromise on the safety of your daughters or our staff. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You will hear from us shortly.